everybody. Welcome to A Certain Point of View here on this fine Sunday evening. It is the crew. We are back for another show here on a Sunday. A wild week, wild weekend. A lot of cool things to talk about tonight, and a lot of other cool things happening in this world, obviously. But we're here to talk about some really cool Schmodown stuff that's been happening over the last couple days. And obviously, you know by now if you follow our Twitter account. If you see the thumbnail of the video, we have Miss Perri Nemiroff will be joining us here very, very shortly. And we are very excited for that one because of very obvious reasons that happened in this team's tournament over the last couple days. So but before we get to that, crew is back. How's everybody's weekend going? Sunday evening, day before we get back to work. How's it going?
I am filled with chili cheesesteak and cheese sauce, and it was delicious and delectable. And cheers. Sean says hi.
Hi, Sean Sullivan.
Turn the light back on.
I will say, Jill, your post inspired me to find the closest place to us. And we also had Philly cheesesteaks today.
There you go.
There's
add it to the tweet chain. I got Shannon on there. I got Mike. Add it on there. Be like, we got it too.
I didn't. Well, we ate it too fast to take a picture, but I'll just be like, we did it too.
Valid.
I can't find. There's none in Sacramento.
You don't have a Phillies bag?
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
You have to have a Phillies bag.
There's one, I think, maybe.
No,
Jake,
you're not.
I looked. It said Folsom.
Yeah. You're not looking in the right places, first of all. And the first thing you should have done is text me, be like, "Hey, man."
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you knew everything.
I'm the local Yelp for food. I'm the local Yelp.
Are you just the go-to Yelp guy?
I pride myself on trying as much as I possibly can in Sacramento food-wise because we are so much of a foodie town, and we're a foodie / brewery town, and so. I feel like I know quite a bit about the local chains.
We'll find Brian a freaking cheesesteak. And
I'm going to now. They said something finally.
Would you like to go? Take me to the place and let's go.
There we go. Hey, cheesesteaks. Aside from what the occasion was, I will say cheesesteaks are like that food where you get them every once in a while and they're just so good,
dude,
because you don't get them that often. It's like that treat.
And anything with my weakness of food is that crappy nacho cheese sauce out of the machine, the not real cheese,
the
but
bright yellow cheese.
Bright yellow cheese. And I got a thing of that to dip it in, and I was just in heaven, and it was a good dinner.
I may or may not literally have looked the second after I saw your picture, second.
You're I need a freaking cheesesteak.
And it was 9:30 at night, and so it was
I saw it this morning and I was like, okay, DoorDash.
Yeah, and
Philly
because all these people commented on it, Harloff decided to retweet one of the comments, and now we're gonna have a live show in freaking Philly. So
I saw
you're
that.
welcome, Schmover. Welcome to our live show in Philadelphia. I'm gonna take full credit for that. Thank you. Cheers.
Fair enough. All right, so yes, we have a really cool guest tonight, and we're gonna be talking about the match that happened this past Thursday, which was between the Witching Power and the Misfits. And so let's go and bring in our guest, because she is one half of this team that made one of the most remarkable comebacks you'll ever see in the Schmodown, and that is Miss Perri Nemiroff.
Hey,
welcome back.
I'm happy to be back. I feel like I didn't expect to be back. Do you guys only have winners on this show?
No.
We love and appreciate. So if you want to come back next week, just give us a message. We'll be yes.
This is part of the reason why we had you back. Everybody absolutely adores you inside this community, and so it was a no-brainer.
I adore this community too. I mean, that's been one of the biggest treats of this year, was getting back into it. I felt so detached for so long, and I was I wanted to jump back in, but I was afraid, and I'm still kind of scared to play. But just the warm welcome, the enthusiasm, and the support is at least encouraging me to keep at it and keep getting better.
Well, it's been paying off.
I love the little spicy fireness you get with these matches now, because it's You kind of see the competitiveness just a little bit.
It's always there. I try to keep it under control, but every once in a while it'll kind of boil over.
We love to see it.
Yeah. And I think it's only right that we get right into it and ask how you feel after this miraculous victory that happened last week with your partner Haley going up against the Misfits in this crazy third round comeback. I mean, it must have at one point been okay, maybe there's definitely not a shot we come back, and then it actually happens. It must have been pretty shocking.
I mean, to be honest, we thought it was over. In our little powwow session, the two of us were in very good spirits because we kind of knew it wasn't our fault. I mean, I guess we spun away from our original category, so that is our fault, and we knew we didn't want Kurt Russell, and of course that was what it landed on, but we knew that would have been our weak slice. Sure enough, it was. So at that point, it was like, luck of the draw, what else could we do? We'll just go into the third round, do the best we can, but we know it's done. And then it wasn't done.
And then it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
I can't get over it. I still can't believe it because a lot of the times I always kind of like rank myself below a lot of people. So when I'm listening to somebody else's round 3 questions and I know it, I'm like, well, they're going to know it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I remember correctly, a couple of the questions they might have gotten might have been new release-ish. So a lot of that was in my wheelhouse. So I was just surprised when I knew something and someone else didn't.
That continues to show, though, this year alone in the Schmoedown, like we have seen more and more third round questions be so geared toward your perspective on movies. Like if the question may feel easy to you because of your perspective on movies, and a lot of people have been questioning these, 3-point questions, 5-point questions, and it's really just comes down to what you know as a movie fan, and that clearly was the case in this last match.
It's very true. I mean, when we got to our 5-point question and I heard what it was, I think my reaction wasn't even necessarily to shout out the answer. It was more so second guessing myself. It's like, I know it, but like that means I couldn't have heard the question clearly, right? It can't be that, but it was that. The friggin' wedding singer question, of course.
I think Jill, you knew that question, right?
I think I was the one who got it. That is the one thing I remember from Wedding Singer is Billy Idol on the airplane, and I like they asked it. I was like, "It's Billy Idol," and they were like, "Are you like, yeah, I'm pretty positive it's Billy Idol." That's all I remember from that movie.
I probably remember a little too much of that movie. I'm a huge Adam Sandler fan, but specifically Adam Sandler from the 90s and the early 2000s. So if I get one of those movies, I'm good.
Yep. I love 90s Adam Sandler is like prime Adam Sandler. It's like
Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore in particular. I could recite Billy Madison.
Oh my gosh. Let's do like a 2-man performance of Billy Madison and we'll live stream it. It'll be great.
I would 100% be in for that. I can also spot the pool location in any other movie.
Really?
The 2 locations that I can find now in any movie are the Billy Madison pool and also the, I guess the main location from The Favorite. I just see where they use it all over the place now. Like they used it in The Great, they used it in the new Rebecca movie, and that's all I could think of when I watched it.
Like, that's the Billy Madison pool. I've seen that before.
Billy Madison pool was used in Ready or Not.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I still need to see that.
I still think so good. I still see Ready or Not. I still think
wow. That's
I didn't even catch that, and I just recently watched that.
You gotta rewatch it.
That's fine with me.
I'll happily go rewatch that movie.
Me too.
So worth it.
Brian, did you have anything that you wanted to ask Perri?
Well, I mean, other than the fact, at what point were you guys like, crap, they are nailing this? Probably the end of the second round.
It was during the second round. Like, I think both of us, I can't really speak for Haley, but I would be shocked if she didn't feel the same way I felt when we started going and it was just multiple choice. And then in most cases, not even getting it. And it's like, it wasn't even the type of category where we could have sat and thought about it and connected the dots. It's like, I felt like so utterly useless in that category. But again, like, I don't feel that bad about it because I kind of knew it. Like I knew that was going to happen. And I also knew for a fact the second we spun Kurt Russell that the only question I would probably know with certainty is something that pertains to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
That's what I was waiting for.
I was like, Guardians of the Galaxy! I know that one!
I mean, actually, thinking about it, it's like there was no question about The Thing. Like a lot of my favorite Kurt Russell movies were not referenced in that group of questions.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like, even if I had a slight chance, it was gone.
Yeah.
Those were all really freaking hard questions.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and a lot of the questions had to do with like for example, like who directed Backdraft. It wasn't like a direct Kurt Russell question. It just had to do with Kurt Russell inside the movie itself.
It is true. I was about to say, if I remember the Dwayne Johnson category correctly, it was more about him. But now that I'm thinking about it, there was a Brad Payton question, so I guess that's not exactly the case. I just happen to know
A category that
better now than Kurt Russell movies.
That was a category when we watched that match and you were crushing Dwayne Johnson. Like my
We were like,
my goodness.
I was very ready for that one. I had, for whatever reason, I had my eye on that category, and I had watched a lot of his movies recently, even things like, I don't know, like Faster, and I was just ready to go.
Binging some Moana up in there, just like, you know.
I feel like Schmodown or not, Moana is well worth multiple reviewings, like over and over and over again.
Moana is great. Moana is a
100%.
great film.
Molly, did you have anything you wanted to ask Perri?
Yeah, it's kind of silly, but after that round 2, would you rather have to brush up on Kurt Russell movies or disaster movies?
First, I thought you were gonna ask, when are we playing beer pong?
Yeah, I was
thinking too.
So since we started talking about that, I think the last we spoke about scheduling something, I had told you I had like another partner lined up, and when I lose with that partner, then I'm forced to replace my partner to go up against my co-host Matt. We're still playing and we're still winning, and I love rubbing it in Matt's face. We've won like it must be 3-4 weeks in a row, and I can't believe it. But when the day comes, you are coming on the show.
Yes.
I feel like we would have been okay with disaster movies. I think one of the biggest things we learned with the wheel is trying to figure out like the percentages. Like what percent of slices are worth keeping and what percent should we spin away from? And I think we were a little too generous with the amount that we would be comfortable spinning away from. And disaster was right on the cusp of that. So really, I think we might have been okay. It's just, you know, when I think about disaster movies, it's like my mind immediately goes to movies that I know well, like, I don't know, like an Armageddon or a Deep Impact or an Independence Day, like stuff like that. But that category, I fear would be a lot broader than I would hope as far as the movies covered. So I'm like a little wishy-washy on that. I would actually rather just study someone's filmography where it's much more clear cut at this point, like a Kurt Russell. I feel like if I had my choice of slices for a next match, I would probably pick either like an actor or a director, something with like a defined list of things that I actually need to study. I think that's why I do so well with the Jurassic Park stuff too, because it's such a focused version of studying.
Yeah,
that makes total sense.
Is Jurassic Park that's not a wheel slice, is it?
It should be.
I agree. It definitely should be.
We want a Jurassic Park slice. Throwing that out there.
Would that be considered monster movies?
It could be.
Dinosaurs.
Maybe.
This is why on Witching Hour we're always having a conversation about what the definition of horror is. That's why I kind of stopped saying it, and I'll just rather than saying. Also, when I'm recommending movies to people, I'm afraid that if I say like this horror movie was great, they'll immediately box it into like a very narrow view of what the genre has to offer. But if I call it a genre movie, one, either people have no clue what I'm saying, or they know that it's, you know, they know that it's slasher movies. They know that it's monster movies. I mean, so much can fit into that. And I feel like many out there don't let all those types of movies fit into the designation of horror.
Yeah.
100%. That's a very good question to toss around. What is the definition of horror? I love that.
I think we've been having that discussion on Witching Hour ever since we started the show.
Everyone has their own definition. And so like, you can literally just spend years just talking about that one question. I love that.
So true.
Yeah, there's so many subsets of horror, and when it comes to like the horror fandom, I feel like people are either very particular about the kind of horror they love, or they just love it all.
I find it most interesting to ask which subgenre of horror scares someone the most, because even if you're a horror lover, I feel like everyone's answer is very specific and different.
Yeah, that's because I can tell you because I love horror movies, but like the paranormal kinds, like the one where it's like this could actually happen and this could actually be a thing. That's
the real life stuff. The real life stuff.
Like Paranormal Activity scared the crap out of me because I'm like, that could be a real thing. I have my old condo I lived at looked exactly like that place. So I was like, I can't look at these rooms the same way because there could be footsteps going down the hallway. Like, like I know Freddy Krueger's not going to kill me in my sleep. Like I know that's not.
That
freaks me out more.
Feels real to me. Like,
somewhat
feels real to me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you never know. Like, you just never know.
I mean, I guess, but like, I guess.
Yeah,
sure.
I agree. I love paranormal horror, and I think that if it's really good, that probably scares me the most, which is also why I love it, because I want to be scared. But like, I know Alex hates slasher stuff because he's like, that could actually happen. Like, there could just be a mass murderer coming after everybody.
A Leatherface is much more likely to be real than, say, a Freddy Krueger.
Oh, there you go.
Cold stuff.
Yeah. I get freaked out by like pure human like evilness and violence. I brought this up on a recent episode of the Collider podcast with Matt and Adam, but have any of you ever seen Martyrs?
No.
All right. I'm not recommending seeing it, but there's something that happens in the third act of the movie, and that's the kind of thing that doesn't just keep me up at night. It like keeps me up at night and makes me sad for how people behave and treat other people. And it is an extreme, but that movie just wrecked me.
Yeah.
Now I'm
good to know. I will mark that down as one to.
I don't know about that. Don't curiosity.
You better not do that with Gabby home.
No bueno. Before we get to some Streamlabs, because we do have a couple that have been directed for Perri. Jill, do you have a question?
I do. What was it like playing with your fellow podcast co-star and friend Haley Fouch? What's that like, just having like a friend in your corner?
It was the absolute best. I feel like I've had that with a whole bunch of the Mercs the whole time, and in particular, Coy. Coy and I have grown quite close over the past few years.
And you have a show starting.
I'm so excited. So excited.
We were finally able to announce that and tell everybody, but it really is a cool show that I feel like is going to thrive on enthusiasm and just passion for movies in general. And when I think about like enthusiasm and passion, like who comes to mind first? Of course it's going to be Coy. So being able to work with him on a concept like that just felt so right to me. I was going to comment on your Mad Max poster.
The first episode, of course, has to be one of the best movies ever.
Yes.
Like just
who's your favorite Fury Road character? I'm just curious.
Furiosa.
Okay.
Yeah, Furiosa.
I have a soft spot for Nux. There's a reason.
I think he's great. He's Nicholas Hoult killed it.
I think he's got one of the best arcs in the movie too.
I would agree with that.
He's
sure.
He could talk about that movie.
I could do like a 7-hour podcast.
I'm most curious than what you think of episode 1 of Movie Club. Because if you've talked about that movie to death, like that's what Movie Club is supposed to be for.
To death.
The conversation.
Perri,
Brian.
You have no idea. To death. To death.
That is Small Soldiers.
A group of friends, we're just like, okay. But I mean, yeah. I'll be quiet. You know exactly what happened.
The movie deserves it.
No shame at all. The movie does deserve it. I'm with you on that.
I honestly was more surprised that this show is starting now. Like I was like, this hasn't been a show. Like this seems like it would be a show that like
perfect. Like
would be happening for a very long time. Like I love it.
It definitely feels right now to encourage sharing a movie you love while we're all stuck at home too. And like I know this is going to sound like a ridiculous plug because they're working with us on some of the episodes, but like that Movies Anywhere Screen Pass arrangement is like it just feeds into the idea of a movie club and being able to share something you own and love with someone else so well. It was just the perfect marriage of an idea there.
It's fantastic.
We got a lot of cool stuff brewing for the rest of the episodes that we've pre-planned at this point, at least.
So pumped.
Anything that gives me more Perri and Coy in my life, I'm like,
for sure.
We will deliver. And when I'm not hanging out with Coy on that stuff, I have Haley, who Haley's not just my like podcast partner and my colleague though. She's like hands down one of my absolute best friends.
I love Haley.
I remember when she was first considering jumping into Schmodown, like I think she is one of the smartest people in the world. I knew she would be absolutely perfect for the game. And I was a little jealous when she wound up teaming up with someone else. I love Kaylin. And they were a fun team, but I might have been a little jealous, but I also wasn't ready to get back into Schmodown.
But now
I feel like if I had done it at that point, I probably would have fallen flat on my face.
I met Haley briefly at, it was either Spectacular or some live event, and I hung out with her for like 5 minutes, and I was like, you're the coolest freaking person. Like, I wish I was with you longer than 5 minutes, because girl, let's grab a drink, let's party. Like, you're so freaking rad. So like, you two together, like when this is all over, let's go grab a drink, let's hang out.
I'm very much into, I actually today for like, I've been in this house with my family and I haven't really left it. And if I have left this house, it's to do the 2-minute drive to my sister's house. So I've been on top of my family this entire time. But today, for the very first time, I drove to Queens and I visited one of my best friends and we sat out on her back porch. And it was like the first time I had a social meeting with someone that I'm not related to.
Oh, isn't that the best?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I almost wanted to cry.
I literally, like, that was us. We went to see Silvestrini yesterday, and we went to go see her for it was like one of the first times we saw a Schmodown person other than Kevin Smets recently. And I was like about to break down because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm driving to LA on like a Saturday. It's like, we're back to normal again. What is happening? I was like, I wanted to break down and cry. I was like, oh my god!
Yeah, it felt so good. It definitely made me tear up a little. I'm so eager to get back to LA to hang out with Haley and everybody. But getting to play the game with her is a real treat, and I feel like just reinforces the rapport we have. Yes. And I think the thing that I want people to realize more so than anything is that even though we both love horror, we have specialties within the genre, and then we also have unique taste outside of horror. Yep. I feel like people are underestimating just how much knowledge between the two of us we actually have, and that there isn't as much crossover as many might think.
That's a word directly at you, founding fathers. So you better get ready.
I just think it's perfect. It almost kind of like perfect stormed how you guys both ended up on the same team with Coy, and just like at this time when it's literally just in a place where no one knows how to do anything, and it just like this beautiful marriage came, and now, we love it.
It feels right. It definitely feels right. Like it felt like obviously we were playing the game and we were being competitive about it, but it just almost felt like we were doing another one of our episodes together. Or like we were hanging out.
So fun.
And that's like the low calm I need.
100%.
Okay, so before we get to these Streamlabs, Mr. Adam Witt had popped in and he asked a question to Perri and Molly. I don't know if you guys want to comment on that or anything, but I had to throw that first. It's quite funny.
I will say.
Should I invite Sean into this mix too, Adam? I could just call him in here.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Sorry. I love you, Adam.
Oh, no. That was bad.
Okay.
Oh, she popped
all right,
in the door.
Oh, no.
Okay, so Kylie started off with 2 donations here, and the first one simply says, so as fellow Long Island girl, just want to say we are so proud of you. Please beat the founding fathers.
Yeah.
I want to so badly.
Yes. Yay, competitiveness.
Express how badly I want that to happen. It's weird how many Schmodown it's like I've only just jumped back into the league, but it's weird how many champions I will have played by the end of all this.
I heard we needed more people that beat Adam Witt.
Sorry.
Hi, Perri.
How you doing?
Oh, it's too good.
Love
Too
you,
good.
Adam.
All right, next one. Same thing. This is from Kylie. Thank you, Kylie, for the donations. We appreciate it. And she says, since we have an amazing makeup chat in the Discord, What would a quirky Mercs palette look like?
Oh my God. I wish Haley was here for that question. She's much better at it than I am.
Jake, save it for another time.
Save it for Haley.
Yeah, I'll remember that one, and Kylie, I'll make sure I ask that one when Haley is on.
That is right up Haley's alley. I promise you'll get a good answer to that.
We love Zipper. We freaking love Adam Witt in this household. So like, we stand Adam Witt.
Next one comes from Billy P, and he says, "What's up, View Crew? This guest is someone that's Perri awesome and is Nemeroff her game. My question is, are you intimidated by any other teams? Maybe Deception?" And he asked me to say it in a Saw Gerrera voice, but I can't do that. So
Deception.
That's pretty good.
Billy's one of the best of the best. I'm not thinking about any other team except the next one we have to play. Like the two of them are so overwhelming to me that I don't even think I have the brain space to consider anybody else.
That's valid.
That's fair.
I mean, they're literally, they're like the two who essentially built what the game is today, and very valid, very valid.
I want to go into it with the best mentality possible, but I feel like as long as we keep it like relatively close and like we put up a good fight, I will be very satisfied because I know how good they are, and I feel like it's a very similar mentality to going into that match with Riley. It's just I don't like, my brain can't compute beating champs like that just yet.
But you can do it. We believe.
You've played some wild people this year.
You beat Mike Kalinowski, a former champ.
Yeah,
I would like to think we could. And I feel like this first match was definitely us kind of, like dusting off the cobwebs a little, or finding a better back and forth, a little more seamless, and really understanding how we need to play the game. So hopefully that strategy is going to come in handy on the next one.
You got it.
We learned our lesson with the wheel. No more Kurt Russell.
Well, if anything, if this season shows anything, it's that it is the season of upsets. So
that's true.
That is, and I do have a question though.
Not in Star Wars Championship.
No.
Yes. Well, so yes, you are right. I do have a question about this whole Kurt Russell thing, because Haley had said that she collects Kurt Russell Funkos, but the Kurt Russell category is like.
We had this discussion too. Like we practiced a good deal, the two of us, and we were trying to think about what to study up on and what we didn't want as far as categories went. And when it got to Kurt Russell, I was pretty certain that she was going to be like, "Oh my God, if we get that, it's smooth sailing for me." I thought she really did know all Kurt Russell movies, but when she explained it to me, I know what her favorite Kurt Russell movies are, and those aren't the Kurt Russell movies that were brought up. It's the same thing with me. It's like the ones that I would pick weren't brought up, and I feel like I don't know how often Kurt Russell has been used. I think it has come up maybe a couple times.
Once or twice, if that. Yeah.
Very few.
Haley had looked into it, and I think her concern with the category was that they were very deep cut questions, and we didn't want to get into that mess, but then we did.
The two Kurt Russell movies that I was surprised didn't come up was Big Trouble in Little China and Death Proof.
I'm pretty sure it's the Big Trouble Little China Funko Pop that might be behind Haley, or at least just that. There's at least that one, and I feel like there's a second one there, and I can't remember what it is.
I was waiting for Sky High to pop up, which I'm kind of disappointed Sky High didn't pop up.
That actually would have been a great call. I can't believe how popular Sky High still is.
There needs to be a sequel. There needs to be a sequel.
They need a sequel.
Give me a sequel.
Or like even a Disney Plus series, but like give me something. Like I need it.
I really wouldn't be surprised if that happens sometime in the future. It's too easy.
I love it. I love Sky High.
Well, technically, The Boys is doing an R-rated version of that in college.
That's true.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. Okay, so I know, Perri, time is cutting a little short for you because you're only going to stay with us for a little while, but we do have one major question that we always ask our guests on this show, and that is your favorite snack and candy.
Did you guys ask me this last time?
I thought we asked last time.
Did we?
I
Yeah.
What did I say?
We started asking.
You know
I think
what?
Perry might have been the first person we asked. I think.
You know what? They all meld together. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
trying to think of what I said. Is it specifically a it's a candy?
Or a snack.
Yeah, so your favorite candy,
snack.
and then you can even say something like your favorite movie snack, or
Okay,
if there
but
is
it's for watching movies.
anything.
Sure.
I want to go back and see if my answer remains. I'll tell you, the past couple of months, my favorite snack has been Tostitos.
Yes.
Snacks and Tostitos scoops are like my life right now. As far as candy goes, like there's no competition. It's Reese's peanut butter cups all day long.
Oh,
Love it.
Yay.
not a
I
fan.
still have, we have so much Halloween candy left, and we still have the pumpkins.
We've got quite a bit too.
It's
It's
the
so
Reese's,
dangerous
the
having
Easter-
this.
The Reese's Easter
Yes.
egg ones are. I don't know what is like. Those are the best ones.
They-
like they
they
add like
hit different.
a bit of something magical in them, where it's like, just sell these all year. Like, just give us the eggs.
Can I ask you guys an important question back?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on candy corn?
Oh, I'm not a fan.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't think I hate it, but it's not something that I'll eat.
Like,
I'll go out and
eat
buy.
it. Yeah, I'll eat it, but like I'm not gonna actively buy candy corn.
I
I'm
think
starting to come to terms with the fact that candy corn might be my pineapple on pizza.
Oh, really?
I remember as a kid.
Wait, is that a good thing or a bad
like,
thing?
Like nobody likes pineapple on pizza.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
She
She
likes
no one really likes candy corn
Got it.
except
Got
me.
it. Got it.
I feel like as a kid, I ate a bunch of it one Halloween and was like, oh, shouldn't have done that. But like, if it's in front of me, I'll eat it. And especially if you mix candy corn with like popcorn or peanuts, like
See,
That's
That's
what I
where
see a lot of
it's
people
at.
do.
you
With the
get
popcorn.
salty and
It's a
sweet.
good
That's where it's
thing.
at.
That's yeah.
All right, I'll take that one.
The chat all of a sudden just went like pineapple on pizza hardcore and no
Oh,
bueno.
yeah.
No bueno here. No.
I don't mind it as
I
long
don't
as
mind
it's
it
not
either.
like covered. If it's used like a nice generous, then fine. But if it's like a whole pineapple, then no.
Big fan of pizza, big fan of pineapple, not together.
Yes.
Well, okay. So then, what is your favorite pizza then? Toppings.
No topping. I am
Oh,
like a big cheese pizza just for
Mm.
me.
Nice. Nice.
That's an
that's
East Coast
fair.
thing. I mean,
Oh,
I was not surprised by that answer at all.
No.
Yeah. I
mean-
feel like I eat like a teeny tiny child. I'm like very simple eater. So it's like a bagel and butter. It's a plain cheese pizza, and I'm good.
Bagel
mean-
and lox. This guy will eat everything.
I will eat a bagel with lox. I've been eating an absurd amount of bagels being here on Long Island because LA bagels are just the absolute worst. And it's so nice to have the real stuff again.
I was gonna say, like a slice of plain cheese pizza in New York is very different than
Yes.
everywhere else.
It's
Yeah.
very
100%.
Any
Very
New York
true.
pizza is better than
100%.
Agreed.
anything else.
Agreed.
100%.
Well, I think some Chicago people would differ, but don't bring Frank Janice into this.
Two different kinds of pizza. So,
Yeah.
Well, Perry, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with us for as much time as you could. We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Second time around, it was really great, and good luck to everything that's coming.
Much appreciated. Thank you for having me. A blast
You-
as always.
Thank
You want to plug your koi show really
Yeah,
quick?
Yes.
plug anything anywhere everybody can find you. Yeah.
Okay, so the new show is called Movie Club, and our first topic is Mad Max Fury Road. It's me, Coy, and Hector Navarro in episode 1, and we are going to drop it on the Collider YouTube channel and the Collider website on Tuesday the 11th.
Yes.
Ooh, right around the corner.
I'm so
Nice.
psyched.
So are we.
No.
Sorry.
What a lovely day it is. Okay,
Oh
so
my God, he was waiting.
I
He
had
was
to.
waiting.
I had to.
Had
It's
He-
perfect.
I guarantee you, he's been sitting on that since we started. He's waiting.
So good.
You know what? I respect it.
Yes. Well, Perry, thanks again for stopping by and hanging out. And hopefully we'll see you here in the near future and have you back on the show for a third time.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
Yay.
Awesome.
Wow.
Have a good night.
Thank you,
Bye,
Perry. Bye. She can come back whenever the frick she wants. Like, goodness. Like, please, just join us whenever you
Yeah,
download
no,
it.
that was fun. And I mean, look, nobody was after that second round had happened. Nobody expected that match to end up the way it happened, and to hear her perspective on everything is really cool as well, because she's part of the game's history, but she's also kind of like new to this like new style of it all. And so hearing it from her perspective outside of like someone who's been in the league for a while is very, very cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And like I said, the more Perri I get in my life, like the better. So give me all the Perri Nemiroff.
I love having people that did it early, took a break and came back, because it's such a different perspective than what anyone else is doing, especially coming back now in virtual like that. It's completely new to them.
Yeah.
So it's
new to everybody.
Well, and that's a point. Her and Haley would not have been able to play together with what's going on right now if it wasn't virtual.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yep.
Which is really cool. Okay, so before we get to a plug that I do want to mention, we do have a Streamlabs that coming from Chuck. So thank you very much, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy late birthday, Chuck.
Happy birthday.
Speaking of birthday, for my birthday, I asked my dad for a Switch. America gave me a Switch of presidents. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Cheers to that.
Molly lives in a blue state.
Yes,
oh my god! Can we just give it up for Georgia?
Yeah.
I've never. It's very rare that I'm proud of the state of Georgia.
Georgia's one of my favorite places, and now I'm like, Georgia is my favorite place. Like, get it, Georgia.
I'm ready. I'm ready for January and to snag those Senate seats. My god!
Let's get it.
Let's doing it.
Good job, Georgia.
Okay, so I do want to put a plug out here because everyone watching, we actually do have someone else coming in. Someone else will be joining us very, very shortly. And we haven't revealed to anybody who that is, so you'll see that in just a few minutes. But I do want to plug this because next weekend we will be taking part in the Smash-a-thon. And this is a very, very cool event that had actually been put on by our very own Jill and Sean. They actually put this on, coordinated it.
Not me.
You know what? Hey, you know what? Credit is due because you've been helping. You've been helping. And so we are taking part in the Smash-a-thon. It's happening next weekend. It's starting at 3 p.m. PST on a YouTube channel that will be posted a little bit later on all of our channels. It's reactors, it's competitors, it's managers, it's Schmodown personalities. It is people who are involved in the community and are close to Kevin Smets and want to do whatever they can to put everything that is happening with him front and center and give him the support he needs and deserves. And so we will be taking part in that. Our part of the stream will be taking part on Sunday. You can find us here actually at 10 a.m. PST, right on that YouTube channel, not here, on a YouTube channel.
Breakfast time. It'll be breakfast with POV or
lunch. Mimosas.
Lunch.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh my god, I'm
there
gonna
you
get mimosas.
Oh my god,
I'm gonna get mimosas.
That means
poor Molly's not going to stop with mimosas Saturday the next Sunday.
Nope.
They started yesterday and they have not stopped.
So us taking part in this and everything happening, there will be no main show next Sunday on this channel. Everything will be directed straight to the Smash-a-thon, excuse me. And it's, if you can, stay up for 24 hours, hang out with us. You'll probably see us popping in at different spots, not just our time slot, because it's going to be a mix and match of players and managers and reactors and just personalities, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Other reactors are going to be on other reactor shows, and it's going to be 24 plus. Like I think it's a little over 24 hours right now.
Yeah, it's like 27 or something like that.
Yeah, so I don't think we have like an end time because it's pretty much just starting at 3 Saturday till whenever we decide to end it. So it's going to be a good time. So make sure to sleep well on Friday because
and I know a couple people in the chat are asking where it's going to be. It's on a completely different channel that we will post the link to here in a few days, if not tomorrow or Tuesday.
It's not gonna be on any reactor channel. It's gonna be a completely on its own separate thing for this event. So we're gonna, and hopefully in the next day or two, we'll get that all figured out and situated. But it's gonna be a good time. Yeah.
Okay. So with that said, our guests are here. Let's go ahead and bring in our guests, and that is the Misfits are officially Adam Witt and Eric Zipper, first timers on the main show. What's up, guys?
Is it really the first time they're on here? What the heck?
Yeah. Well, Adam was on one of our Star Wars breakdowns, but never on the main show.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad that I can come here and give Perri a piece of my mind. Hey, where'd she go? Oh, come on.
I was actually looking forward to meeting Perri because we didn't really get to interact before the match.
Okay, well,
And it was like,
next time we have any of you guys, we'll just have Perri and we'll just party. We'll hang out. It'll be fun.
yeah, and we can give her a piece of our mind about how that match went.
I think they owe us a guest spot on the Witching Power, don't you?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That'd be great.
That.
I want to talk nothing but Friday the 13th Jason X. I just want to talk nothing but Jason X.
Oh, goodness.
I'm so glad you guys can make it. I miss you both so freaking
Hello,
much.
I miss you so much. This is great. Absolutely.
So this is like super last minute, but I was like, can you guys come on tonight? Like, please. So thank you for being here.
Sure thing. And then I tuned in to see this lineup after you asked me. I'm like, well, of course.
And obviously, Jake, we highly approve of the Fury Road.
I highly approve of you, like, or full on.
It's the
Fury
best
Road.
movie. It's just the best movie. It's like, come on. It's so good.
Absolutely.
It's so impressive.
So it was funny. We did our reaction, and Brian, during our reaction, was like, "Didn't you see this in the early posts that have been posted on the Twitter feed and the promos and everything?"
No idea.
I don't watch the promos before the reaction, and so when I saw it on camera, I like lost my mind. I was like, "Oh my god, yes, that's so great!"
Well,
You had
today
no
I
clue.
did not put my shoulder guard on because it's more work than you think it is, and the thing's cold. It's actually cold in my house. So
It is.
it's a blanket that just is like different on different sides, but it looks like a old timey boxers. Like I
I was
feel
gonna say,
like
it
I'm
looks
like
like
I don't know.
you're about
I
to
like it.
go 10 rounds with somebody right now. Like you're like ding ding ding. Like
You look-
Yeah.
Look very cozy.
it does look
I
very
love it.
cozy.
There you go. Jason X
Thank
is
you.
fun. We got a fan.
Last movie I saw in theaters.
I could
before-
try putting the shoulder popping on over this.
There you go. There you go.
So obviously, I know that this isn't you're coming here after a loss, and the Misfits, one and done. Unfortunately, as much as we hate to
Not
say
one
that.
and done. The Misfits better be.
Well,
fucking back.
for this season. Apologize.
I was like, you better
For
get
the
more
moment.
Misfits.
How did it? I want to know, how did it feel to play together and in this virtual world, kind of getting to know each other as partners and Showdown competitors from a team perspective, when not actually being able to communicate in physical form and it's all virtual.
I thought it felt great. It's funny because we did some. Wait, no, this
Robert,
way.
it's the opposite of what you think.
I always get it wrong.
We're like the Brady Bunch now.
High five. See?
Yeah.
Harder than you think. Oh, look at that.
But it felt good, and it was interesting. I was actually a little worried about it because we'd done some practice matches beforehand where it had been kind of weird, where the chemistry had been weird, and we were jumping in over each other, and we hadn't quite figured out the rhythm. And then the match happened, and all of those things just disappeared. I mean, I can't speak for Adam, but I thought it felt great.
No. I mean, it's minus the amount of interpersonal. I mean, being in the studio, it's still a very big difference, especially something like this. This is our first time playing as a team. In person, Zip and I have perfect rapport. It's just two old video store clerks having a conversation. We've got that thing. And Kaiser drafts more for personal dynamic than he does for wins. I don't know if you can tell that.
I think he has said on record he wants to have a drink with after Steve.
Right.
It's fair.
So
get it.
Yeah, that's the way to
in
do
that
it.
regard, Eric and I got along famously at the draft, and we hung out a bunch of times, and then this all happened. And so it's we were as good as we could be without being next to each other. And that could have, who knows, could have tipped the difference. I'm not sure. It's really weird to have those 15 seconds to communicate anything without any physical language. That's very strange. That's very strange. Yeah.
15 seconds feels way shorter over this format for whatever reason. Yeah.
And for some reason, I feel the need to explain things, even though there's things I know that Zip doesn't. Zip already knows, probably, but it's also maybe I'm just playing the host a little too much since I'm in this format as well. I'm like, well, audience, the reason we're going with that thought is that Wyatt Earp is actually in 2 movies. I'm like, why am I talking? We got 15 seconds.
You do. It is very presentational. Like when a question is asked, like if I'm like, you go ahead, it's always like, well, that would be so and so. And it's like, yes.
I love it though. Like I dig it. It was fun. I was like, this is very informative. Like, please.
Well, we also knew where one picked up knowledge and the other didn't. So if it's 80s Zip, there's automatically just that tiny tip to defer to me. I know if it's newer stuff, there were a couple new releases that really stymied us and definitely stymied me. And Zip is definitely more the new release guy too. So it's just like we do have that automatic thing where it's like just tips a little bit of deference each way, and that's really all you can hope for on the Zoom.
Yeah, I feel like you guys complement each other very well, and you're both such a joy to watch compete. And so when you two were teamed up, I was like, duh, like obviously this is a thing. So, and that's why, like, yes, you're out of the tournament, but like I want you two to keep competing. Like you two as a team, I adore.
It's too short-lived to let it go.
Exactly. Like I want to see more.
I'm tired of being on teams that play 1 or 2 matches.
Right.
This is my 4th team. This is my 4th team. I want a partner that I can just like be with.
Yeah.
Like it's.
and plus we have like 30 more post-apocalypse bits that we didn't get to.
Yes.
There's only so much time.
Yes.
Continue the post-apocalyptic bits, and we were saying on our reaction that when it comes to promos, like, Adam, you're a freaking Molly can attest. You're just a freaking genius, and we need to see more of it. So.
Oh, I love it. I love the promo aspect of it. It's like, it's time to do a skit. Time to do it. It's like the era of just calling your opponent out is like, all right, we've seen every variation of that, but like, all right, let's figure out what we can do. Let's add a post-apocalyptic wasteland or snatch something off of Molly's neck in classic Zoom function.
That's my favorite promo of the year, you guys.
Mine
too.
Coy
had to do his for the Kevin Smith one.
That's
That's the only other one that I'm like,
That's the major competitor because that match was huge.
Yeah.
So that might be our only competitor. But we did write, or maybe I wrote, like 50 Star Wars put downs that we didn't get to, and maybe we did in our videos that didn't get into it. So I really want us to win the promo so we can go up and just slam everybody in the audience like but it's all very particular, like tauntaun jokes, that I wrote.
Yes.
If you throw a ton joke in there, like
we got ton jokes.
Throw in
tons of ton
jokes, and we're golden.
So I hope we win, and I hope we can do that live somehow.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I hope
Brian, did you have anything you wanted to ask Zip and Witt?
I need to know, and feel free to not share it. But what was your second, third, and fourth choice for your names? Because you said you had like 30.
Oh my god. We did a Twitter thread where we shared a lot of them, but there is a text thread between us and Kaiser that I swear has like 80 names in it.
I need screenshots, and I need these texted over to me.
We were up until the match. We were scum and villainy.
Ooh. I see. I love that. Look who's here.
Hey, Coy! You son of a. No, I love Coy. He's great. I would like to hang out. What's so funny is to get to know people like Coy more over Zoom. And I'm like, have I met Coy? I know I've met Coy, but it's like, it's weird. I feel like a stranger for so many people that I have met here. Like Molly, I've met, but now I know Molly. So now I can go meet Molly knowing her. It's weird.
That's the same with us too. Like I've met Jake in passing before at like live events, but I've never, I've like came up to Molly and said hi during Spectacular, but I've never met Brian. I've never really met.
We've been in the same room, but we've never met.
In the same room together. So like we're all co-hosts, and we've never like physically like hung out together, and it's the weirdest thing.
Wow,
but we're
that's
like
that's really weird,
friends, and it's like really interesting.
The time will come.
Oh, and girl, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit.
I'm excitedly nervous for Dragon Con if it happens next year, because if we pull that off, Lord help us.
What's going to happen at Dragon Con? Fill me in.
It's just a giant party. Everyone's drunk. Everyone parties pretty much 24/7. It's the best, and it's like nerd Mardi Gras.
Nerdy Gras!
Nerdy Gras.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. The entirety of downtown Atlanta is covered in cosplayers and nerds, and we're just like all high-fiving each other, but probably elbowing each other next time with masks.
I'm sorry, can someone tell Koi to stop being nice? Can someone just tell him to
can you be a dick for a second?
Cool it?
I'm gonna have to make fun of you at some point.
Because you just beat us and I like you and it's not cool. It's like not all right.
Can you stop being so freaking nice?
I think his managers go, he's a face, and I think his managers go, Kaiser's a heel.
I think Shannon said the same thing when she was on with us. She was like, I can't be mean to Koi. Like, Koi is just too freaking nice. I just can't do it. And we're like, yes, he is. He is a sweetheart. He's a treasure. Like, everyone treasures Koi. Like,
and Koi, Haley, and Perri together, it's just like an overwhelming amount of chillness that I find offensive on a personal level. So,
stop teaching second grade.
Stop being so nice.
It's me. Witness me, Koi. Witness me.
Well, you two are also freaking sweethearts too. Like, I mean, we've hung out multiple times. I've partied at Zipper's house before. Like, we are like we know how to hang, and you guys too. Don't cut yourself short. Y'all are freaking sweethearts. Molly also hates Koi.
It's not true. What do I have to do?
Can you teach me how to hate Koi?
Right.
Teach me.
Yeah, he got off easy. I don't think we made fun of him in our promos at all. That was a missed opportunity, man.
How do you make fun? You can't make fun of Koi Jandreau. It's just impossible. It's like screw you for being precious and nice and stop it. Like, it's like you just can't do it.
At the beginning of the match, I had sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, apparently it just naturally happens out of my mouth, and I don't realize it. So just listen to whatever I say, and yeah.
Got it.
Well, I think we all have the same thing where we have a way of, if we say something mean, people just know it's a joke. It never comes off too cruel. That's what's the fun thing about playing a heel. I'm like, who's going to take me that seriously? Like, yeah.
I wanted to be mean at the beginning of the match, and then Christian cued Haley up to do some trash talk, and he was like, are you here to get vengeance against Zipper? And she was like, no, it's just nice to see him. And I was like, oh.
That's what's funny. Only after I watched the matches, same with the match with Molly, that I realized that he's really setting me up to say something bad. And I always catch it later. I always end up finishing my matches going, dungeon, I like the dungeon, whatever. And I watch it afterwards. I'm like, no, he's queuing me up to say, the hell with Kaiser, I'm done with this. It's thrown off. But I never catch it till afterwards. I watch it back. I'm like, oh, Christian was totally setting me up there. And I just didn't take the bait. I'm a terrible heel.
Oopsies.
Oh, man. Well, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
I gotta know. The silver spray. Explain yourselves.
Explain.
Yes. I bought that right away when we knew we were going to be a post-apocalyptic team. That's cake decorating spray.
Okay.
That's what it is. Okay.
Because when I saw you actually spray it, I was like,
gross.
What is
it tastes
that?
Very gross.
It is meant to be sprayed on a cake and not tasted that much because it's an aerosol. It just kind of covers. It is not meant to be a whole bunch of it all at once. It doesn't taste like icing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Adam,
it's effective.
Like a week before the match, Adam was like, hey, we need to meet up so I can give you the silver spray, a bag of spikes, and a shoulder guard.
And a hockey mask. Yeah. That was like pretty much how Zip and I broke quarantine in some way. It was like we found an outdoor beer garden, which I've always loved and is now open. And we actually got to meet face to face like the week of the match, which was cool. That was actually quite helpful, I think,
because our one hangout before quarantine happened, before the pandemic, we hung out like back in February when we knew we were going to be a team, and we went and saw Clute at the New Beverly, and it was a great time. It was a great time. It was great.
I miss the New Beverly so much.
Gosh, well, next time you guys go to that outdoor beer garden, like, let us know, because
Yeah.
I'm freaking down.
Oh, it's my favorite place. It's right around the corner from the New Beverly. It's every night that I would go to the New Beverly, it was stop at the beer garden, drink, one of those giant liters of beer, and then go watch a double feature at the New Beverly. Oh, that was great. So
Give me like 6 hours. I'll be there.
It'll be like 6 hours. It'll be like 45 minutes, and we'll be down there. But
well, the good news, time frames are wider because there's nothing showing at the New Beverly, so you'll have time.
And because time no longer means anything at all.
Time means nothing.
Time is an enigma. Time is not a thing anymore.
Absolutely.
That's my favorite line from Slacker. The girl I think it's the girl that's doing the outdoor in Slacker. Has anybody seen the movie Slacker? And I think it's the woman with Madonna's pap smear who's the poster. But the woman that meets her before it, because the movie goes from person to person and then the camera follows the next person. But the person, she walks up and she goes, "Sorry, I'm late." And she goes, "That's okay. Time doesn't exist." And it's just like a random line. I love that line. "That's okay. Time doesn't exist."
I don't believe it's time.
It doesn't. Someone the other day said something about October 1st, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
When was that?
Concept.
Yeah.
Guys, we're in November right now.
Right?
What the heck?
Well, that doesn't mean the horror movies have stopped, because there are no November movies. It's the one break in between all the Christmas movies and all the horror movies.
Well,
what are you going to do? Watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles over and over?
That's the one I was going to bring up. That's the only one. That one is I think is the Family Stone. Is that a Thanksgiving movie?
I think so.
Be
I think so.
The other one is Home for the Holidays. Is that a Thanksgiving movie?
Yeah, there's a handful of them.
Yeah.
Is there a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving?
But nobody watches it. The other two are super famous, and nobody's ever seen the Thanksgiving.
No, there's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, and then the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Famous.
Yep.
Honestly, I think Bob's Burgers has some of the best Thanksgiving episodes.
The cranberry sauce. We're having mashed
So
potatoes.
real quick, I'm gonna butt in real quick because someone is joining.
No.
Well.
Talking shit.
Well.
Hear it all across the internet. Just some shit talking, and I know who started it, and she knows I know. And she knows.
Don't worry, everybody. His internet will go out in moments.
He's like,
that took a lot of ab strength to stoop that low.
Don't worry, everybody. His internet will go out any minute now.
That's true. Actually, I'm really hoping, because it's fall, my stuff doesn't overheat every match, because frankly, that was an exhausting season.
Can everyone just buy a Ethernet cord? I swear, they're not that expensive. You can get a 100-foot one. That's what I have. It's going all across.
I got one right here. I got my Ethernet.
Also, a whiteboard. I notice I'm going to buy 50 whiteboards, and I'm going to put the movie guy's logo on the back of them and just give them to everybody. I'm like, please, everyone use a goddamn whiteboard.
Sir, you've been in the Showdown from season 2. Where the heck is your whiteboard? Like,
I mean, did Adam win everything without a whiteboard? Or did he ever use one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
no, he had a white. He was in the family, so yeah, he had a whiteboard. Yeah.
When Brendan was in Canada, he had paper, and I was very worried that was just a Canadian thing. Like, maybe they don't have whiteboards up there.
Right, no whiteboard
Canadians
technology.
are like, what's a whiteboard? What is?
They're like
thing?
still on chalk. They're like, but the chalk won't show up on camera.
What a great alt thing for the next season. I get an actual chalkboard.
Oh my god.
Amazing.
Like
and just like smudging the whole time.
Yeah.
If I could see anyone using a chalkboard, it's freaking Adam Witt. Adam Witt's gonna show up with a freaking chalkboard, and it's gonna be game changing.
Like a giant one right behind you.
A big one, not even like a small one, like
Bateman's whiteboard that's like this tall.
Yeah, like Bateman. Yeah.
In between questions, you can clap the erasers together, and the dust will go all over the place.
Disappear.
It'll be great.
We'll get a lot of spotlights, like that big that S of question and that one big match, and people are like, I don't know, it's a chalkboard. I don't know what that says. Like,
the reference I would want to make is like in Raiders of the Lost Ark when he draws the Staff of Ra. I'd have that on one side of it, and I have to turn the board around on the other side.
So I missed Perri earlier, but I'm sure she talked about it. It was really fun. We were doing. I mean, she's darling. We were going to do Mad Max Fury, or we did do Mad Max Fury Road as our first episode of our new show.
She talked about it.
We knew that we knew that before we fought, like with you guys. So it was really funny that we didn't know you were Mad Maxing and you guys came on camera. I was like, well, this is about to be uncomfortable and about
rubbing it in.
Like we had just rewatched it and talked about it. Then you guys appeared with Valhalla on your face.
I also freaking love that was the first question that was asked.
Right.
Like,
Yes. What are the chances?
What are the odds?
That was wild.
Seemed written in the stars.
Like I even asked PJ, it was like, was that a thing? He was like, no, that was like complete 100% just
amazing.
random coincidence. It would just happen to be this Mad Max question. We were like, are you kidding me? Like,
and such an easy question and such a terrible one you'd want to miss that my brain did flip out. Like, there's no way it's just Mad Max. I didn't hear it right. Maybe they didn't ask for the series. Maybe they asked for the actor or something. I mean, I was like, I'm going to lose this one because it's too high stakes.
That's how I play. That's how I play the Inner Geekdom. It's all the things I know. I just refuse to know them on camera.
Yeah, Margot Robbie. Tell me about it.
The God of Thunder, Loki. I think that's his name. The Spiders Man climbs walls, right?
The Spiders Man, the Man of Spider.
Oh my God.
Well, Coy, thank you for popping in and joining us. I gotta ask.
Yeah.
I mean, how does it feel to push the witching power through to the next round?
I mean, I love those girls.
These guys are like,
Give him the finger.
guys,
Go
this
ahead.
is fine. You can be mean to him. We talked about
I
you
gave
can't
hints
be
in
mean
the
to
chat.
him.
I said,
That's your magic secret, Coy.
I'm a Boston sports fan because I'm from Boston.
Oh, that's it.
Very easy to hate, except for on this show. It's one of the reasons I'm here. It balances the Molly hate, the Boston team.
I see what you're saying. And I'm a Cincinnati sports fan, so I know nothing about winning. This is a good. I think you're on to something here.
We're learning, we're sharing. And I love like the movie Rango and SWAT and movies that aren't loved.
Rango
there's
is a
gotta
masterpiece. Thank you.
It's actually
I love
Rango is the
Rango.
best.
I
from
also,
the director
I
of
mean,
Mouse Hunt.
I've lost like 600 followers this week on Twitter alone, so I guess politics. I think that's the way to hate me, is think that
You didn't
progress
need
is
him
the wrong
anyway.
direction.
Listen, you didn't need him anyway.
I'm like,
Nice.
Yes!
I am
you have
dressed
been
for
living-
this.
You have been making every single Boston like stereotype so amazing this week with your drinking Sam Adams, going to Dunkin', getting coffee and
I
donuts,
saw that.
like everything, and I'm living for it.
So my accent comes out when I'm angry, drunk, or tired, and I've been all three all week. So I keep hearing my Instagram like videos, like whenever I'm talking casually, I'm like, oh, I just sound like a Mick. Like I'm just like thoroughly, like I sound like I just came out of Southie, got on the tee, and yelled at somebody's mother, like the whole week. So it's been a very patriotic week for the hometown advantage of we started this country and we're gonna fix it. But the Perri and Haley are incredible, and I was confident in how they play. And then the second round was just like there was no even guiding beyond like, well, that's a thing we don't know, so here we are.
Here we go.
But I had full faith in them, and then they came back from the biggest deficit, I think, in Schmodown history. So the best thing about this match for me was playing you guys meant that I didn't have to hate anything about it. If we'd lost, I would have felt good about it. Like, if we'd lost, it would have been honorable. If we'd lost, I wouldn't have been like they didn't train well enough. You guys are great players. Like, I wasn't being sarcastic in my championship caps. Like, you guys are legit contenders that I would not have been ashamed to lose to. It's been an upset season, and frankly, this was an upset as well because you guys are incredible. So I at no point felt like it was ours in the bag, but I felt confident simultaneously. So it went the way it went. Kurt Russell was a hell of a match, and I'm sorry you can't hate me.
Hey,
Stop being so nice.
hey, Coy, it may sound insincere, but that's great.
Also, Haley hadn't played yet this season, so that was a variable of getting back into it. Perri and Haley hadn't played together yet. They just have known each other and do a lot of shows together. So, to be honest, this was one of those matches where we knew what we wanted going into it, but every variable is working against me as a manager and a coach. Like, one thing could have gone wrong and then like led everything astray, other than my internet, which always goes wrong. So I just had to like minute by minute prep everything. And then they said, "Your winner, the Witt," and it died. So I was like, I assumed that was us. And I literally grabbed headphones and ran outside.
And your
My computer overheated, and that took my webcam out. I was on my computer, so I grabbed my headphones, ran outside, got on the link on my phone, standing in the street. And I'm also really paranoid of people knowing where I live, so I was like trying to hide any landmarks, like on outdoors of my home, and I hope no one knows.
Detroit.
Yo, what's his name played like incredibly in the horror, sitting outside of Starbucks or whatever. Like I was so
didn't he? That's
Mark Hoyt. Yeah, Mark Hoyt.
His beard is so majestic.
He took his mask off and it was just like.
I know, it was like...
that's what I was going to say. That's the most wizard beard I've ever seen.
Yes.
And a reveal because of the times. In any other year, it would have been like, oh, cool beard. But instead, it was like, by the way. Like, what a great... Like, that's your entrance. There's your Schmodown entrance. Just be like, I've been training for this. So good. But guys, your show is always a pleasure. And the movie guys, always funny. I really appreciate the insanity you build in, and I would rock out a movie guys stamped billboard if we needed to for the next season if the whiteboards come from the movie guys. I fully support. It'll be a bit of a controversy, I'm sure, with the managing next year, but short of me getting mad at Shannon once, I don't think I've shown any ill will, and that confused a lot of people. The chat earlier was mentioning that, like, when I came in like for the championship match slightly a heel, and the entire Schmodown community went like,
Yes. What? Who is this?
That was maybe my favorite moment of the season, because I got to be like, by the way, I am from Boston. Let's dance.
By the way, Coy, are you wearing Apollo Creed or Captain America right now?
America.
I couldn't tell. Okay.
Apollo America.
A little bit of both.
But I'll let you guys get. I don't want to steal your whole interview. I'm watching.
Yeah, thanks, Coy. Go ahead. Goodbye.
Well, real quick, Coy. We do gotta ask.
You have to go. All right.
we do gotta ask. What's your favorite candy?
Oh, who gives?
Sam Adams.
Whiskey?
Sam Adams flavored Jelly Bellies.
Oh, actually, there is a cold brew Jameson now that is every shot is half an espresso. So it brings you up and it mellows you out. And I may have bought the 6-pack of bottles at the store, and it may be further along than I had hoped.
I know what I'm bringing to studio when studio happens again. I'm bringing some cold brew Jameson.
Life-changing.
I'm gonna have that for the Mets thing.
Right.
The 24-hour thing.
You can drink it in
Yeah.
the morning and not feel like alcoholic because there's a cold brew element. You can drink it for lunch because it's
Irish
a little
AF.
Irish AF.
And then
Oh
at
my
dinner,
God.
you can just only acknowledge the Jameson portion.
Boom.
Twix, I like Twix a lot. I enjoy their silly campaign of pretending the bars are different. I'm a Snickers man. I like putting candy in the freezer and then seeing like which way. Like it's a huge level up. Like it changes the whole disposition of the candy.
Yeah.
Like for some reason, coffee doesn't exist in the middle realm. Like coffee is either delicious iced, it's delicious hot, or it's like toilet water. And I find like candy bars are the same. They're either delicious chilled or room temperature. But if there's any middle ground, no bueno. So I think any candy bar in the freezer is better than most candy bars. But I'm going to say Twix and Snickers. And I don't know if that answered the question, but I hope it did.
That did.
That is a perfect answer.
It's all very interesting. Super interesting. Thanks, Coy.
Before you leave, has Spidey Cat's head gotten a little bit bigger since his video game's about to drop?
His ego is out of this world. Because frankly, I nurture and love on him. He gets in lots of Schmodown. Like he's a GIF. He's a pillow. Frankly, there's so much Spidey Cat in this world. And the problem is he knows no matter what he does, I love him. So he's taken to like pooping outside the litter box and looking at me with those like adorable eyes. He's taken to like demanding an extra meal, talking about his, when his royalty checks come in. He knows I'm buying the game and I didn't even get sent one. So frankly, it's insult to injury. Like I'm using money, not gaining it. It's a cantankerous time in this household.
Oh my goodness.
I'm done.
Well, Coy, thank you so much for popping in and hanging out with us, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I was around, and I apologize for stealing this precious moment. And I'm the worst twice now. I stole a 7-point deficit, and then I came in. I just talked about myself. Here we go.
Oh, very impressed. It froze. Go away.
All right, Coy, have a good one, man. Thank you.
Thanks, Coy.
Oh, well, I want to ask since
dick,
we
am I
were on
right?
topic.
What a dick. It was right. What an insufferable asshole.
Oh my
me,
God,
me,
my
me,
face.
me, me.
Mm.
My
Jeez,
face
give and
hurts.
take a little bit. Yes, and Coy.
My face. Oh.
Since we were on topic of it, I will ask to get it out of the way because it's always a question we ask. Zip and Witt, your guys' favorite snack candy, whatever you guys kind of go to.
I am obsessed with Little Debbie's. Everything since I was a little kid. That is the one thing that will break any diet for me. That is one thing that is better in the freezer. Oh, the nutty bars, the little nutty bars. I mean, like, put those in the freezer. Oh my God,
I haven't heard that in forever.
I freaking
oatmeal
love
cakes.
Little Debbie.
Oh my God, the oatmeal cakes, like whatever the white frosting zebra cake one. I
Yes.
mean, what's the one with the Rice Krispies? The Star Crunch.
Mm-hmm.
Get it? Can you get more perfect than a Star Crunch? It breaks every diet for me. I can never. Everything else, I've quit. I've quit and successfully, and rarely go back to. Like a Hershey's bar, I can give a shit about a Hershey's bar. Snickers.
Fuck
Like,
those Hershey's bars.
What's so great about Snickers? I mean, I even for Halloween, I passed up the bowl of candy. I usually have the bowl of candy, even if people don't come to the door. Like, last year we got some, but this year we got none. I even passed that up. I was like, pumpkin pie, and I'm good. But Little Debbie's, man, I go to that store, and even if I've been on best diet, I'm losing all kinds of weight and everything, and not drinking beer and all this stuff. I'm like, all right, it's an oatmeal pie. It's not every time.
Love it.
Yeah, that's a hard one. It's because any like dark chocolate with sea salt type thing is just like the most amazing thing in the world. But there's a John Mulaney bit that I 100% agree with, where he called Swedish Fish the Lamborghini of the gummies, and he is not wrong. I love Swedish Fish. I don't know what it is. I found yesterday. I didn't pick it up because I didn't trust it, but I like went for a post-election like joy walk like around the city, and
Hey.
the first crosswalk that I stopped at, there was an unopened bag of Swedish Fish just like leaning up against the like street sign, and I
That
thought
is someone
about
who
it.
knows you, trying to trap you. Here it comes.
Sure.
It was on like a fishing line, and someone was ready to
I
like
was
reel
gonna say,
it
If
in.
you
like
went
that,
for it, you would have jerked into traffic, and that's how you would have died in Cat's
It's
Eye
like that-
2 or something.
It's like that Family Guy joke that, ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, you were about to get ET'd.
That's fine. That's fine. I welcome it. At this point, I welcome it.
That's a change to the question you ask from now on. If someone were to ET you, what would they use?
Oh, that's not a bad question though. That's actually a
Like,
pretty good
what
question.
would get you to follow the trail of the treat?
Ooh. Goldfish crackers.
Right?
Really?
Yummy.
Out of
That's
That's the
everything?
one thing that would get you.
Food wise?
That would ET you. That would ET you into the
Yeah.
back home.
So it doesn't have to be food?
I mean, well, no, stick with
No.
food, stick with food, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Either goldfish crackers or sushi. Yeah.
Two so different. Actually different.
A trail,
Fish?
like a trail of rolls.
The scientist trying to catch someone from
Oh, a California roll. Mind if I do?
right in the middle of the woods.
Roll.
Just be like, California whirls in the woods, like, oh, ground find in
Okay,
the forest.
okay.
My lucky day.
If you saw a trail of California rolls, would you not follow that just to be curious?
I
as to
gotta
what the
know.
fuck-
I would.
Honestly,
I
I would question who is leaving sushi and not eating the sushi. Like,
And so you'd follow it. Like, it's perfect. You're gonna be like, why is there this trail of sushi rolls?
Why is
Let's
Hansel
go.
and Gretel trying to get back home with sushi? Yeah. And where do they live if that's their tactic? I gotta follow this.
Molly, with your
so we did have a Streamlabs come in. This is from the the evil organization Scorpio, which I believe is Kylie. Kylie, you can reveal yourself if you want to. Coy stealing time of Jake's favorite team, of course, something a Boston person would do. Coy is the worst. Eric Zipper and Adam are the true heroes and stars. How does it feel to be the true heroes of Schmodown? By the way, go New York sports. We have spoken.
Look, they had one good day. I'm just kidding.
Wait a second. The LA teams won too. Didn't we win basketball and baseball?
Damn right we did.
Do you think if you enter with "I have spoken" that makes it something? That's hilarious. I have spoken.
It's like I claim this. I claim this. I claim to be. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
So how does it feel to be considered the heroes of the Schmodown and not the heels of the Schmodown?
Oh, we are not heels. We should.
Are we not?
We should work on. Are we not men? We are.
Look. I try to be a heel, but my desperate need to be liked at all moments
same weakness
is really difficult.
Same thing. Yeah. Yeah. No, I need to be liked too much.
We love you both, so if you're both assholes, I'm still gonna love you anyway.
But I would be such a good heel. I don't know. Didn't I heel it up in our match, Molly? I think I was a pretty heely in that match.
You were kind of heely.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a lot of challenges.
Yeah. And I did that to be a dick too after Sam. I was like, I'm just doing that to be a dick now.
That was 100% a dick heel move.
Yeah.
Well, Sam's going to play the, oh no, you have to say it 100% correct. And I'm like, well, then Molly just didn't. So then,
That was not my call.
I know.
Also, Dauphine was also a dick heel move. So screw you for knowing Dauphine.
That is my heroic moment of the year.
Sean's TKO, damn it! So that was your heel move.
Screw his TKO.
That was such a great moment.
It was. I
watching that moment in studio was so.
I'm so happy I have a good moment this year.
I was in the back behind, so I was literally behind Mark and Christian for that part, and I was with Megan, and I was freaking out, and then Adam freaking pulled Dauphine, and I went. I can't even be freaking mad about it. Like that was such a great freaking pull. I can't even be upset. Like I was.
Now, okay, beyond winning, beyond winning that moment, not the match, but Molly will agree with me. There is something, and I guess this goes Zipper. Anybody who's done Schmodown as well. There's something makes you so proud about knowing a super dumb thing about a thing you love. It's not even that I got that moment or whatever. It's just like Molly, you've been there too. You're like, oh, I know that, and. Tee-hee-hee, I can't believe I know that. It's such a dumb thing to know. And here's the answer,
Yes.
That is the essence of Schmodown. You're like, oh, I can't believe I know that. And I do know that. And here it is. And the crowd went wild, which was my moment of the year for sure.
That is one of, not even just your moment. That is one of the moments of the year. It was so good. The studio literally electrified. It was like, that was the biggest 5-point pull. It was so freaking good. And like I said, I couldn't be pissed about it. I was like, God damn it, Adam. Stop it.
Thank you for reminding me about that moment.
You said it with the slightest question mark. It was like, Dauphine?
Dauphine.
You just very slightly put I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, it's
so good.
I'm sure, but it's impossible that I know this or anybody knows this. So even though I'm pretty sure I know this, how could I possibly know this? Dauphine?
It was so good. And then your next promo, you wore a Dauphine shirt.
Yeah.
And I was oh my God. Perfect.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Your Dauphine where you got that 5-pointer is Sean's Tund where he missed that 5-pointer. So
oh, right.
So at least yours is you got it. So you got your 5.
Tund. Oh.
When I answered Sereno for my 5-pointer, I also did a question mark. I was like, is it Sereno? I don't know. Pretty sure.
And that was for me, that was an impossible one because I think that's more from the books or I'm sure it's in this resource books or whatever, but it's mentioned in Clone Wars or whatever. So when I heard that one come up, I'm like, well, there's no way she knows that. Where's that? I've never heard that. So that was an incredible pull. That was Dauphine to me. I was like, holy shit.
That came at first. I was like, maybe I knew that from the Clone Wars, but I was like, nope, that's from Dooku Jedi Lost. That's from a book.
Is that a book?
Or an audio drama.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's awesome. Yeah, that's when I thought I was like, "There's no way she knows this. Where would this be? How would anybody know this?" But yeah. So,
Brian, did you have a question?
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, Zipper, you made me laugh when you had the mask on, and then right when you started, you had to take the mask off, put your glasses on. I've had to do stuff like that so much. I'm just like, I was sitting there going, I wonder if he has the glasses on or if he just can't see and he's just talking with this mask on.
Okay, so the plan was definitely to wear the glasses over the mask and they would not stay. And also, my headphones are falling apart, so these things just come out and try to take it off. And so the process of getting the mask on and off was like a 5-step situation. It was like headphones, mask, glasses, headphones. So it was a whole thing.
It does make a perfect skit.
My struggle.
It does make a perfect skit. Like, we are the warriors of the wasteland. All right.
Give me a second.
Speaking of skits, the evil organization has put it in the Streamlabs, and they say, "Can we talk about future ideas for themes, or for themes of promos?" So, do you guys have any ideas that have been cooking that you're interested in, or anything like that?
Well, like I said, we'll stop doing post-apocalyptic when the world stops ending. So.
You'll have to be like sunshine hippies. Everything's great now. It's fantastic.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Yeah, I wanted to shoot Eric and I like in a war wagon doing some like we wanted to shoot siphoning gas out of a car, like you know, making it like a skit though. Like
desert. We'll do it.
Yeah. But like, you know, siphoning gas out of a car, and then the camera whips over to it's a gas station. The guy's like, dude, you could just go over there, whatever, you know. No, we're the warriors of the wasteland.
Yes.
You should go do that to Harloff's car. Or just, or
Christian walks out like, what the hell are you guys doing?
Before the match, as we were getting the costumes together, I was like, one of the best things about this bit is how much Christian is going to hate it.
He's so over it.
That would be just too funny.
He skips right over any costume or bit or whatever. You're like, I'm here and I'm in costume. He's like, so the dungeon is out this season. Like, he's like, a thing?
It just doesn't even acknowledges it. Just completely just. It's about the dungeon.
So yeah, exactly.
You guys should just go around anyone that lives close and just like do something and just be like chaos and then just run off everything.
That's like stealing something off of Mark Ellis's front doorstep.
Oh my god, please.
That would be too funny.
Who's been stealing my Amazon packages?
Who runs Ellis Town? And you're running with the
Oh god, that'd be too funny.
That's so good. So yeah, seriously, the last like 20 minutes just been constant laughing.
That makes me so happy to make Jill's face hurt. Yeah. That's my goal, I think, in life.
I do have a question about the teams tournament though, because going forward, being knocked out and everything. Do you guys have a team that you're really looking at to win the tournament, or you're interested in seeing playing? Could be a team that's coming back, or maybe a brand new team that's formed, anything like that in the next couple weeks.
I just want to see them beat the Founding Fathers.
Go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
Well, I just want to see them beat the Founding Fathers is my first thought. I mean, I really wanted to play I wanted to beat the Founding Fathers far more than I wanted to beat the Witching Power. Like I have to stop playing people I have respect for because I'm like, well, I'm okay with they win, but wait a second, that means I can't win. Same thing with Molly. I'm like, I'm okay with her winning, but wait, that means I have to lose. But I just wanted to beat the Founding Fathers.
I was really bummed when I ended up playing against Ethan instead of Roka because I wanna beat Roka in a match so bad.
So bad.
I think everyone does.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's just a standard schmodown like thing because like Sean has been asking Roka, when are you going into Star Wars? Just because I think that the Star Wars people just want to beat Roka in Star Wars too. I think it's like
we're like, come on.
Come on, you wimp.
That would be funny. I'm curious out of who out of the people left, who do you think has the best chance of winning the whole thing?
I think
everyone's
who's not
still left. Like
everyone
left.
except
True.
Cool. Thank you.
Sorry.
at this point, there's definitely always an angle of like you want the people that beat you to go the whole way. So like Haley and Perri for sure. But also anyone who's not paying attention to deception is a fool, right? Like
I have them taking the whole thing.
Well, Adam Collins is just it's crazy what he has done.
Scary.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
He terrifies me. If he goes into Star Wars,
no, thank you.
I'll be like, no.
No. If he goes into Star Wars, that's as far as he goes. I'll say that right now. There's no. I'm not afraid of him in Star Wars. I'm not. I'm not afraid of anyone in Star Wars, actually.
Get it, Adam. Get it, Adam. Yes.
Yeah. No. Adam, if I would love to play Adam Collins in Star Wars. I will ensure that it's the last step he takes in that division.
We want Adam
I'm
v.
not
Adam.
afraid.
We want Adam v. Adam in Star Wars. We need to see this happen.
Not afraid.
Collins, sign up for the Star Wars League.
Okay, so we do have
and he's going to end up coming in, and it's going to be Sean versus him the first match, and you're just going to be like, oh shit, the whole time.
No, why did you join the Star Wars League? No.
Okay, a couple Streamlabs have come in, and so this is from Ratson King, and this is Adam. Any interest in taking on Mark Hoyk next year in order to stop either of your winless streaks?
Hoyk.
Oh, why does he think Hoyk will be my first win in the Schmodown? That's interesting.
I'm assuming you both have really nice white beards.
Yeah, maybe it's because the
beard. Yes, only one wizard can win. Well, I'm the wizard of the wasteland. I don't know where he's from, but yes, the wasteland. I could stop Hoyk. Yes, that would be fun. No, I mean Hoyk's really tough, but yeah, I don't know what tactic to beat Hoyk with because we both have a comprehensive brain about the 80s and classics and 70s, which is usually my main weapons against most of the Schmodown's a little younger than I am, so that's my main weapons are 70s, 80s, and classics. Because I'm like, well, just even without studying them, whatever. But yeah, what do you hit Hoyk with? Yes, the answer is yes, but I don't know what advanced tactic I would try and employ. Maybe
I'm guessing the 1970s, 80s, and 90s, right?
It is the 1970s.
Not the 1870s.
Yeah.
Cinema was not invented until 1885. Although there are too few questions about the 1880s. I would like to talk more about a plane. What is the train coming into the Millier's factory? When the train came into Millier's factory, in the category of 1880s, Thomas Edison's The Kiss involved how many people?
In a trip to the moon.
In a trip to the moon. In the category of
yes.
Oh my god.
One last question because we are going to be wrapping up soon. I do want to ask you guys going forward. It looks like it's unlikely that we'll probably see you guys for the rest of the year as far as competing wise, which is unfortunate. Looking ahead to 2021 in the Schmodown next year, what are you guys looking forward to? And it could be anything like a division or maybe a new manager, partnering back up. I mean, it could be anything. And Zipper, we'll start with you.
I would love to win more than one match in a row. That is a big goal for me, is to break my win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one pattern that I seem to have fallen into. So yeah, getting a streak going is really, I think, what is my big goal for next season.
Is there something that needs
momentum?
Is there something that needs to happen for that to happen in your mind?
I mean, Christian could stop putting me against people like Ethan Irwin and Mike.
Hey, you took Ethan to his 5-pointer.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So,
I did feel good about that.
That's
a win somewhere.
That right there is a pat on the back. You took him to his 5-pointer, so you're and I think Christian has said multiple times that you're a top round, you're one of the top round picks of next season. So
I hope so. Yeah. Yeah, just to get some momentum going. And, I don't think there's any major gameplay changes that I need to make. I feel good about the way I've been playing. So just kind of keep studying, keep focusing where I'm focusing, and hope that it's just cumulative, and it just kind of builds up that momentum over time.
Is Inner Geekdom something you're going to stay in?
Please.
Maybe. I am much more passionate about singles and teams. I like Inner Geekdom. And about a third of the movies in Inner Geekdom I really love. But I don't know. There's just something as far as singles and teams goes that it's like you get to honor the entire expansiveness of your taste in movies, right? You get to show your love for movies as an entire medium as opposed to just the geek corner of things, which I love, but I don't even necessarily consider that to be my biggest strength, right? People are always like, oh, if he spins Inner Geekdom, he's fine. But I don't even, those aren't necessarily even my favorite movies. So I'm more excited to keep moving outwards as opposed to inwards on the same couple of movies.
I don't know what that's like.
You.
Adam, what about you?
Nice.
Well, I can do zip one better. I look forward to my first win at all. 0-5. 0-5. No, I think I'm going to make a larger joke about the fact that I've never won a match. I mean, as long as they're not going to kick me out for being 0-5, I might as well make a joke out of it. You know,
I will revolt. I will revolt.
You've always came close, though.
Yeah.
It's never been like you
both
got
of you.
taken out.
Both of you.
Both of you.
Yeah.
It's always been like a hair that you haven't gotten yours.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Adam, because if I hadn't second guessed Den of Thieves, then you would have gotten your first win.
Did you say didn't you didn't say
I didn't
Den of
say
Thieves,
it, but in my head I thought it. I was like, oh, it could
Yeah.
be Den of Thieves. I know 50 Cent was in that, and then I was like, no, that's not recent enough.
So well, maybe if we discuss that I that might have sprung a bell in my head, but I'm not sure. That's an obscure movie, unless
So
you
you can
follow
put
everybody in
that
the chat.
with like an asterisk next to it, though, of like not for Zipper, I would have.
Oh please! I missed Margot Robbie. What are you kidding me? That's so ridiculous. And also, there's always that one movie that when you're training, I guess, or watching movies before a match, however you want to define that. But there's always that list of movies where you're like, oh, I got to get to those. Those are real killers. And one of them is the Keira Knightley question I missed. Every time I go in, Love Actually.
Love Actually.
Every time I'm like, that's my major list. I'm like, oh, Love Actually. There's like some key romantic comedies that I'm missing that pop up a lot. You know, Mean Girls was one, and now I know that pretty well. I've seen that a few times since we started this whole thing. But yeah, that was. I mean, Love Actually. If I get that, that's a perfect round. Maybe I get the 9th point. You know, so yeah, it's like I cannot let you take any blame for that loss. I'm like, dude, Love Actually. That question is fucking easy, and I missed it. Didn't even have a guess. I don't even know who's in that movie. How stupid is that? You know.
Put it in your holiday movie rotation. It's a great
right. It's a holiday movie too, and I love holiday movies. I'm like, this is such a
Tis the
absolutely.
season.
We were
Nighy
wondering
in that movie. So good. Sorry.
We were wondering if no, you're fine. If the second wife part of the question is what maybe have gotten you
For Margot
For Margot Robbie, yeah.
No, that was my first thought, and then I assumed very quickly they're asking for Margot Robbie because the other wife is a 3 or 5 point question. It's more. It's not a 2 point. That's not a 2 point answer. I don't know who played the first wife. I don't think anybody here does.
Christina Milioti. It was Christina Milioti.
That's fine. That's a 5 point. That's a 5 point.
Zipper.
Yeah. Too little, too late.
Zipper, we could see you like sending the answer so hard.
I know. I watched the replay. Yeah. So the first wife would be a 5 pointer. So I'm like, I know it's Margot Robbie, but I don't know. Just couldn't come up with that name. I don't know. It's a weird name, maybe. I don't know.
That's actually one of the things that Adam and I have talked about being one of the strengths of our team is that he has a hard time with names, but he knows everything that people have been in. So
could name every movie she's been in.
The two of us are able to get there together. He can be like, oh, from this, this, and this. And I can be like, oh, so-and-so. Like, so it's
which we didn't have any chances to do in our second round this time. We had no chances for me to go, oh, it's this movie, that person, and then you answer it. Like that never happened, but that's usually the tactic with my teams. Yeah.
So I could see you reaching for Margot Robbie. I knew that you like knew it and the name was just like sliding off your brain.
Right. Oh my God. That's so obnoxious. But.
I would be very interested to see you guys play in person. I feel like it would be like
it'd be such a damn good time.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we get the energy of entering together. I mean, that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like the energy of and having a crowd there and stuff. God, that's just a whole different thing.
I miss it so much.
I know, me too.
Dude, we drove to LA yesterday to see Silvestrini, and my brain was like, we're driving to LA on a Saturday. What's happening?
What's
Things
happening?
are like normal again. Like, I was like I went into like overdrive. I was like, oh my God, we're like doing something normal. And then we weren't in studio and I was sad again. But like,
what is this
like,
fun?
I love this Biden effect because it's like, you know, you were always allowed to go outside, but everybody's just like, I can go outside now. I love that. I love that. We're all just excited. I'm just excited for keyboards. Hey, it's great. It's awesome. I love it. Yeah.
You should see the freedom Molly has. She lives in a blue state now. She drinks mimosas all day
You
long.
are in a blue state now.
Yeah.
I feel like I can go outside safely and just speak my mind. I mean, I may lose a couple Twitter followers, but
you don't need them anyway.
I'm
Here's
like
the thing.
cheering on my neighbors.
50. I think 50% of people who voted for Trump or supported Trump or whatever also knew he sucks. I mean, how would you come to any other conclusion? I mean, you're a regular person, you're working, you're a smart person, and you vote for Trump. No big deal. But you got to deep down go, but he sucks. Like, there's no way that block is angry about Biden. They're like, yes, I know. There's a adult in the room there, yeah.
They only see red and blue, and they're like, well, I'll go red despite.
Yeah. And if they admit that he sucks, then the problem is their brain has to ask that next question of, wait, do I suck? And most people will not ask themselves that question.
Yeah.
Does that mean I do?
Except me after various matches. Wait, do I suck?
No, you do not.
No. Look, I mean,
I love these shows exercise those demons, though. I come on and make fun of it, and I was just on another show too, and I'm like, I'm like, you know.
It's you guys have just run into a luck or a bad string of luck. It really has, like it. And Brian had said it's just hairs. It's literally just hairs every single time. And I know someone put in the chat earlier about their favorite match this year still being the Stacey Howard zipper match that happened earlier this year.
Great
like
match.
It's just hairs.
Jake.
I'm not trying to jab. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's literally moments like that.
It was a good match.
Yeah.
Well, and the key is this entertaining for them? And it is. Like we did not. Witching Power and the Misfits did not put on a boring match. It doesn't matter who won. No. That is for people. I think a lot of people. That's one of the better matches they've seen because
it was the perfect match to start the tournament. The perfect match.
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely.
It hooked you into it, and you're like, okay, what's this next one gonna be like? This is gonna be some crazy shit like this. But yeah, I
bet you it has way less spikes than our match did.
Way less gimp mask is. Way less
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, Adam and Eric, thank you guys so much for popping in and hanging out with us for a bit. We really, really appreciate it. You guys are welcome back. You got something? Go ahead.
One last thing. It is my dad 2.0's birthday, and they're watching right now. My stepdad. So say happy birthday to Fred right now.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Fred.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys are welcome back anytime. Anytime you guys want to pop in, hang out, talk Schmo now, and you guys are always welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'd love to.
Yeah. Zipper, make sure Draco stops posting your address.
Yeah. Thank you for the heads up on that, by the
way. Damn you, Draco.
It's okay. I borrow his whiteboard for every single match. So he's
the one with the whiteboard.
Well, hashtag Misfits 2021. Hopefully we see it back next year. And we look forward to talking to you guys here soon. So thank you guys so much for popping in.
Thanks a lot. Love you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
What a show.
My face hasn't stopped turning red.
Like
like the last like hour, it's just been absolute chaos the last hour.
Yeah. I feel like my face has been like bright red for the last hour and 38 minutes.
And I'm so glad that Koi was available. He'd been commenting, so I was like, let's see if we can get Koi on just for this time. And it worked.
Talk some shit, you know.
It was awesome. It was awesome. So that's gonna wrap up everything here tonight. I mean, we're happily going over time here, but what a show. I mean, we had Perri on at the beginning. If you missed the first half of the show, or the first 30 minutes, I should say, a really good sit down with Perri as far as her her outlook on everything and what happened with the match this last weekend, or this last week, I should say. And then obviously we had Adam and Eric on, as well as Coy later on in the show, and it's just great show, awesome show. So
yeah, that was good laugh.
I miss all of those people so very much.
Yeah. When we can see each other in person again, like things are gonna get wild,
rowdy.
We were talking when we were with Rachel yesterday. I was like, "Girl, the first live event, like we're all gonna need to get hotel rooms because we're gonna get freaking turned up, like
turned."
We're gonna,
as the kids say.
Turned.
What is she already planning it?
No, she had sneezed, and I thought everybody was gonna be able to hear, but she covered her sneeze.
I thought she heard us saying like, "Yeah, vacation, ready to go."
Oh, she's 100% down. And if it's a vacation, and if it's with partying, she's 100% down. So that's
yes.
Dragon Con is happening.
Yes.
Oh God.
Okay, so real quick before we head out, a couple plugs, guys. I want to replug this. If you have not joined us in the first half of the show, next weekend, POV on top of a number of other after shows like Call to Action, Let's Get Ready, Cinema Fanatics, and Schmodown personalities from all over the place. We're getting together for 24 plus hours and doing one giant stream together. As I mentioned earlier, our show is going to be taking place on Sunday. But you'll see our faces pop in at various spots throughout the weekend. Saturday, next week at 3 p.m. PST on a different YouTube channel. The link will be posted a little bit later on. You can find it on our Twitter account later on, as well as probably all of ours here, as well as all the other Schmodown channels. It will be posted, and join us. Carve the time out and join us. It's going to be really, really fun. All the proceeds are going straight to Kevin Smets, and for good reason. And we're going to do a really, really good thing for 24 plus hours. We're going to have a lot of fun doing it. And then I also want to mention for you patrons, you POV patrons, there's a lot of content coming for you guys this week. A lot of content coming for you guys this week, so look out for that. Very, very excited. So, so anybody else have anything that they want to plug or say?
Chuck said there might be another Streamlab.
Oh, maybe. Oh, there is. Good call. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Chuck says Scorpio speaks. Apparently, there's been some kind of organization that's been formed between Chuck and Kylie. So there you go. Scorpio speaks. So we can all OBVS obviously agree. New York is the best. New York is the best at all sports ball. I doubt that, but you know.
I don't know enough about sports to say about where sports is good.
Austin's not the best. I can tell you that much.
I like the Dodgers, and we won the World Series, so.
I hear the Braves did pretty well.
The Braves did very well, and they didn't. And I know this doesn't mean anything to you, Molly, but they didn't have a starting pitcher at all. So, yeah,
impressive.
They literally did have a pitcher, but he's
it's baseball. Like they didn't have their starting pitcher is what I was going to say. So.
Gotcha. I mean, I've been to a couple of Braves games, not recently, but I'm looking forward to being able to do it again because the new Braves Stadium is.
Well, I really can't wait to go because the company that I work for actually built it.
I just want a Dodger dog. Like,
Jill, hot take: Dodger dogs aren't that special.
I feel like any baseball.
If she
hot
had
dog
the power to drop your ass, you would have been so gone. Oh, he muted. What a jerk.
I didn't mute it. No, I didn't mute it.
Brian.
Brian.
Maybe she blew out the mic.
No, I did not mute it. I swear.
I'm just gonna. Oh no, where's my hat? Here it is. No.
I did not mute. My hand was off the mouse the entire time.
I don't know where my hat is.
Brian is totally fooling me right now.
He's swear I never swear on my mom's life unless it's true. I did not touch a thing.
We'll see y'all this Smash-a-thon. Well, we're gonna switch off. I'm gonna beat Jacob. So.
Well, real quick, let's just go around the table. Make sure everybody can find us online before we head out of here. Brian, why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Biavalcino on Twitter and Instagram. I promise I'll stop posting Biden stuff sometime soon.
No.
I will not promise.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that same thing. There's been too many good stuff coming out lately. So, yeah. Maybe not.
Jill, you're up next.
Jilly Marie, 2 Y's, 2 E's, Instagram and Twitter. You can find me speaking my mind, eating some cheesesteak.
I instantly
Molly?
just got hungry for that.
At Molly Damon on Twitter and Twitch, at Molly Mander on Instagram, and me and Alex are over at Star Wars Explained, talking every Friday live about Mandalorian.
Twitch.
Love it.
Twitch, and Molly has Twitch.
Yeah.
Did she say that? I thought she said that.
No, I don't know. I was reading all the trash talk of my Red Sox and stuff.
You can find me Twitter, Qui-Gon Jake, 2 N's because someone else took it before I did. POV is at Schmodown POV on Twitter. Updates, all that kind of stuff. Especially this week, guys. There's going to be all kinds of updates and posts for the Smash-a-thon, so stay tuned for that. If you're interested in doing our Patreon, which includes watch-alongs, our crazy Discord, and all kinds of reactions and Q&As and stuff. Hit that link. It is below right there on the screen as well as in the description. You will not be disappointed by that. And then, look out for this week. We're getting back to 2 reactions this week. We have 2 matches upcoming this week, and so you'll see us Thursday and Friday. To everyone who joined us for the entire hour 45, thank you so much for hanging out with us. To all of our donations and Streamlabs, thank you guys for the questions. We really, really appreciate it. And then to our guests, Perri, Adam, Eric, and Coy, thank you guys for stopping by. We really, really appreciate it. So for the crew here, we will see you guys next week and on Thursday. So thank you so much for joining us. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.